there's a massive opportunity in the gig economy right now, and it just keeps growing. Now, we have 1.57 billion freelancers worldwide, and in only 2021, the sector generated $5.4 trillion in revenue alone. I mean, that's huge. So as a developer, I want you to think of the potentials, the opportunities that lies in building applications that address issues in this sector. Yes, it's going to be a massive one if you do something like that. And that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a payment application with instant, low-cost payout for freelancers using AI and USDC. Yes, USDC is the digital dollar to power payment across the internet. We're going to be building an application using Next.js and Superbase, where an employer is going to deposit funds into a smart contract, is going to deposit USDC into a smart contract, and the smart contract is going to lock the funds until certain conditions are met by the freelancer, and then the funds will be automatically released to the freelancer, which is an escrow workflow. And we're going to be using AI to verify the work done by the freelancer and also to verify the project contract. And we're going to be using the AI agent to trigger the release of the funds after successful work has been completed. My name is Adesiji. I'm a developer relations manager at Escrow. I mean, you can see I love doing this stuff, as I'm more than excited to teach you all that you need to know in the next few minutes. So I want you to stay with me. I want you to pay attention to everything I'm going to say and all the resources that you need to follow along to build with this project, to learn from this project. We've open sourced them, and you can see the link in the description below. I mean, this is the future of payment. I, for one, I'm really excited to show you, and let's get to the tutorial. So to start off this tutorial, we're going to be forking this project from the Repolit repository. If you need the link to this Repolit repository, do check the description below for access to this sample application. And this sample application that you see right here on Repolit powers the automated escrow agent that facilitates secure transactions. So all you need to do to follow along with me as I walk you through the project is to click on this green button right here that says fork, and then you fork the project. When you fork the project, it creates a version of this project in your Repolit account, and you can do two things from there. You can either work with this project directly in Repolit, or you can download and then save to your local machine. When you do save to your local machine, it gives you access to run it in your either your VS Code or run it in maybe Cursor or any of the integrated development environment that you desire. So we recommend that you run it in Repolit, and I'll walk you through all the steps that you need to I'll walk you through all the steps that you need to run this project in Repolit. But if you like to work in your local machine, I'll show you how to download it as well, and then you can follow our README. The README is really detailed, and then you can also set up the project locally. So let's talk about it. So right here is the project in my Repolit account. To download, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this three dot button right here. So you do the same in your Repolit account, and then you can download as zip. When you download as zip, it saves a copy of this project in your local machine, and from there you can run the project and you can begin to understand and work with this sample application. So let me walk you through a couple of configuration steps that you need to have before you can run this project either locally or in Repolit. I'm going to use Repolit to show you the example, but you can do the same thing locally. So the first step you need to do is, after you've downloaded from here to your local machine, or you're working in Repolit just like I am, is to add all your vital secrets or your vital information to the Repolit secret tab. It's super important for you to run this project. So we're going to start off with the Escrow API key. And the way to get Escrow API key is you navigate to console.escrow.com. Let me show you. So I'm creating a tab right here, and I'm going to console.escrow.com, and I'll put in my credentials. Amazing. So here you click on create a key to create your API key. When you do create a key, all you need to do is select the standard key, give it a name, and then you copy the key and you go back to Repolit, and that's what's that's what you're going to have in the Circle API key. When it comes to the Circle entity secret, I'll leave a link in the description below as well for steps that you can follow to create the Circle entity secret. It's really easy. If you need a video, you can check our YouTube channel as well for a detailed step-by-step on how to create your Circle entity secret. So after you've done that, so this is my Circle API key. Then this is the corresponding value that you save on Repolit. So, and a way to navigate to this secret is you click on all tools on the left side. You can see that, and then you can either search or you scroll. This is secret. So secrets let you store sensitive information like API key securely in your repo, right? Which is a Repolit. So after saving all the associated Circle API keys and the Circle entity secret, and also the Circle blockchain, which is the blockchain that you want to work from. If I turn this on, you see the blockchain that I'm working from, which is Matic Amoy. So you're expected to add a blockchain that you want to work from. Of course, it's a testnet blockchain, but you add it and then you are going to be able to work with that blockchain. So right, the next step you need to do is your OpenAI API key. So because this project uses AI agent to parse information, the PDF information or the image information, we use it to process the information and create that escrow workflow, which I'm going to show you how everything works shortly in the video. So you want to watch to the end. You're going to have to use your API key for that, your OpenAI API key. And to get your OpenAI API key, check the link in the description as well to the link to OpenAI to get your API key. So once you've got all that, the next thing you want to do is you want to set up the Superbase project. So because this project make use of the Superbase as the database, we need you to set up your Superbase project. So what you need to do is, it's very easy. Head on to Superbase right now, create an account, get yourself a Superbase public Superbase URL. You see it in your project settings, and we have detailed step-by-step right here, right? You can find that in your project API settings to get your Superbase URL and your Superbase anon key. So you navigate to this link. As a matter of fact, let me put that up. So you navigate there, and this is one of my own projects. Right, well, once you go to that project, you're going to be able to get your URL and your anon key. So after getting that, of course, you add it to your secret, make sure it's added, and you also set up your Superbase login credentials in the console using all the commands that we've actually provided in this detailed README. So once you authenticate and you log into the console, you're going to be able to perform database migration, which you can find all the steps right here. So the first thing you want to do is run this in your console and then run Superbase login to log in the project. Of course, I've done all these steps, so I don't need to do it again. And then you link the project, and after linking the project, you push the database schema, right, to populate the database, and you can start doing things. So after you've added your Superbase details, the next thing you want to add is the USDC contract. We have the USDC contract in the README as well, which you can check. Let me navigate. Yes, so this is for Polygon Amoy, because don't forget, I'm working with the Circle blockchain Matic Amoy. So you're going to need the USDC contract address for that. So this is the address. Just copy it and put it in your secret. And after you're done, I think that's pretty much it. Yes, the last step is, if you are working in Repolit, you need to add the Vercel URL and also the next public Vercel URL. They are pretty much the same thing, right? And if I toggle that on, it's actually the Repolit URL that is created when you run the project. So my recommendation to you is, when at the start of the project, go to your console, right? And before running the project, actually do npm install to, like, obviously install all the necessary stuff, and you can go to your shell to do that. Because I've done some of these things, I will not go over that, but copy npm install and then run that. So that will set up the project, and after that you want to run the project. So when you run the project in your console with Repolit, right? It actually gives you this unique, it's taking a while to load, but I'll just open this in the next page. But it gives you a unique kind of like URL, right? So this is the URL. We copy the URL and then we head over back to secret, and in secret we're going to, actually, I don't like the way this is funny, right? So that's what I'm going to populate in my Vercel URL. You can see it's the same temporary URL that Vercel created for that Replilit created for me, right? And then I'll populate that as my Vercel URL and then next public URL. Of course, this is going to be different if you're working with this project locally. What you're going to do locally is you're going to have to work with your local host, and you can see everything has been populated right here. So your Vercel URL is going to be localhost 3000. The next public Vercel URL is also going to be localhost 3000. The reason why you're using the URL right for Vercel is that when you click on yes, you can see that 3000 is being mapped directly to this port and this development URL. So that's your temporary URL. You don't have to worry. All you need to do is grab that and then pop it out in the Vercel URL, and then you're ready to go. So ensure that you have all this in your secret, and when you do, you can then work with the project efficiently. You can see, because I have the setup completed, I can see the sample application, all which I'm going to show you how it works really shortly. So, but please, I cannot overemphasize the importance of having all this information stored in. So the USDC contract, Superbase URL, the anon key, the agent wallet ID, right? For the agent wallet ID, I kind of skipped that, forgive me. But for the agent wallet ID, you can do this npm run generate wallet in your console, in the shell. And when you do, it's going to actually run the script, right? And I'll generate for Matic Amon. It's going to run a script that will generate a agent wallet ID. So let's look for that. This is the address, right? And this is the corresponding ID for that address. So you need these two information in here. So you need agent wallet ID and you need agent wallet address. So once you have both of them populated in your secret, don't forget to access your secret. This is where you kind of like search for it, right? Secret. So, and you click on new secret and then you populate it. Because I've done some of these things, I will not go over that any longer. So agent wallet address, agent wallet ID, all populated right here. The Vercel URL, next public URL, API key, the blockchain. These are all the secret information that you need to be able to work with this project efficiently. So as you can see, I've got the sample application right here. As a matter of fact, I opened it in a new page so you can see right here. And I'm going to walk you through how the sample application works, right? So it's also important that if I go to my dashboard, right? Okay, I'm logged in. So let me go to the dashboard. Yes. This is the dashboard for the project, and this is where I'm going to walk you through how everything works. So because we've got the deposit function is connected to the circle access, it might not necessarily work for you when you're testing this application. It might be, it depends on the time when you're testing the application. But if it's not working for you, you can use the request USDC via faucet to fund your account. So once you click on the button, it drops in 20 USDC to your wallet, or which I'm going to show you how everything works shortly. So I just wanted to call that out in case the deposit button is not working for you. So the next thing we're going to do now is to test the sample application. I'm not going to use the Replilit deploy project. I'm going to use one of the project that we deployed, right? And it's going to make me just walk through this setup really quickly. You can walk through this. It's still the same thing, but I'm just going to walk through mine. So amazing. As you can see here, I've logged into my account, and let me call out that I have two of these opened. I have one opened right here. The account balance for this is $64, and there's the deposit button, there's the withdrawal button. Of course, the faucet button is not here. Like I said, this is just for demo purposes, just to show you how the sample application works. So then right here, I've got $10. So we're going to assume that this is the employer's account. This is the employer's dashboard. Blessing is the employer, and Blessing is employing the service of another freelancer who we can call Blessing Creator, right? So that's also this account. So the freelancer has got $10 in the account, while the employer has $64 in the account. Now, the employer, like I said, is employing the service of Blessing to create some design work. And the way it's going to work is we're going to upload a contract. We're going to select the recipient, right, who is going to be Blessing Creator, and I'll show you shortly. And we're going to create a contract that would hold the funds in an escrow, right, which will be paid to Blessing after a successful work has been completed. So Blessing is going to receive $10 in his account. Blessing the freelancer now, not Blessing the employer. Blessing the freelancer is going to receive $10 in his account after he has completed the work. And if Blessing didn't meet the requirement of the work that is expected, the project will be rejected. So we're going to test both scenarios, and we have sample files for you to test it, or which I'm going to show you shortly. So I'll go back to this So I'll go back to my Repulate project, and you can also check that. You can see example agreement. We've got an example of a bad submission. We've got example of a good submission, and we have the contract, right? If you actually read the contract closely, it detailed the scope of work, what is expected to be done, and this is what the AI agent is going to extract the information from, and it's going to map the submission to and see, oh, this submission is matching closely with what is expected, and if yes, that's a good job, and it's going to pay out the $10 using the smart contract, which I'm also going to be explaining shortly. And if it's not, it's going to reject, and I'll show you. So let's take this for a spin. Also download the good submission. Actually use this button to. We're going to select the recipient to upload the contract. So we've got a couple of recipients that were created here. So I'm working with Blessing the Curator now. So this is Blessing the freelancer. We're going to upload the contract, and our AI is analyzing the contract. Don't forget, we said the AI is going to pull the contract information, right, and it's going to review the submission based on the contract. So this is the employer's dashboard, and you can see the review contract terms. This is the amount. $10 is going to be compensated into the freelancer's account after this task has been completed. And the task is to create and deliver one high quality professional photographed image featuring, of course, the Sparkle Fizzo drink, which is the beverage. They're going to deliver one primary image, 2 social media adaptation for Instagram, and then submit a final image for brand approval, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to continue, and it's going to upload the documents, and we're going to create a contract to sort of like hold the font. So this is the contract button. So we are going to create the contract. So you can see on this side that you're getting notifications, right? Document has been processed successfully. Smart contract has been created. The smart contract status is pending, and this is working with the Circle web hooks, which I'm going to show you the code, although I'm not going to walk through all the code because I don't want this tutorial to be long. I just want to show you how the application works. I'm going to provide the sample application for you. I want you to walk through the code, test it out, build something on it, fork it, and then contribute back as well. So this is running in pending. I'm just going to wait a bit for it. So you can see the status is pending. Amazing. So we can see that the smart contract is open now. And when the smart contract is open, it means we can deposit the funds of the project into the smart contract. And once the fund has been deposited, the smart contract is going to lock the funds, and the agent is only going to release the funds into the freelancer's account after the work has been completed, which creates a safe, trust, secure payment for the gig economy. What a wonderful word. So we're going to deposit the funds. This is the employer. Don't forget, this is the employer, somebody who is employing the service of a freelancer. You can see the contract address. You can copy it, and then you can check that out. But we're going through this status, and you can see that the balance has been updated. The funds deposited approval status is confirmed into the contract. So we're waiting for the status to change from pending to completed. And we can sort of review that on the creators page, right? Blessing the creator. So you can see pending, the status is pending. So blessing the creator is expected to follow this task, right, to actually get things done. Yes, amazing. You can see that we got all the webhook notification, right? The balance has been updated, meaning we went from $64 to $54. The funds has been, deposit status has been confirmed, and the smart contract status has changed from open to locked, right? Or pending to locked. Now the funds is locked in the escrow, and the only thing that will release the funds out of the escrow into the hands of the employee, who is the freelancer, is a good job done. If the job is bad, we're going to have the funds reverted back to the employer, and we're also going to test that. So we're going to go to the creator's dashboard, and sorry, we're going to go to the creator, but the freelancer, right? I don't want you to confuse yourself. So you can see that we've got a smart contract that is locked right here, and the only thing that will trigger the release is for us to submit the work. So right, I'm going to click on submit work, and then we're going to pick the good submission, and we're going to submit that. Yes, the work has been approved. Congratulations, your work was accepted. Your payment is on the way. You see, we've got everything. This is a production grade project for you to play around with. This is like literally like a startup, right? So are you not excited? So this is everything ready, done for you. You can see this confetti showing congratulations, good job done. The webhooks notification popped right up. The funds has been released. So the flow of how all this thing kind of go, let me explain. And I would love to explain this with this diagram that I have right here. So you can see the escrow flow. Remember when we went from like the depositor side, who is the employer? So this is this stage, right? So the escrow flow, this is how it works. So we've got a depositor, who I said is the blessing the employer. Then the employer who wants to pay the deposit USDC into the contract, that's blessing. Then the action that blessing will take is blessing is going to send USDC to the escrow contract. So blessing the employer, and blessing will deposit USDC into the escrow contract. You saw how that happened, and the stage at which this took place is the escrow stage. The function of the escrow contract is to hold USDC until specific conditions are met. And the condition in the case of this example is a good job done, the task completed by the freelancer, which is blessing the curator. So now the funds are securely kept in this escrow, and that was the locked stage. So the funds locked in the contract, and the only thing that will trigger the release, right, because the AI agent decides if the fund should be released to the beneficiary, and the thing that will trigger the release is the beneficiary, who is blessing the curator in this case, submit a good job done of the design, right? So the agent can send the funds back to the depositor, also known as reverting, and we're going to cover that stage where you're going to see the funds being returned back to blessing the employer's account. So at this stage, this is the closed stage, right? The project, the smart contract has been closed because the funds has now been released back to the beneficiary or to blessing the curator, and that was what you saw in this example. In case blessing the curator submits a bad project or bad task, the AI agent will revert the funds back to the depositor. Yeah, you can see how this creates a secure transaction flow where you don't need to trust anybody. All you need to do is trust the code. The code runs automatically when certain conditions are met. And that's the power and the beauty of smart contracts. So this is the flow. This is everything that powers the sample application. So it's available for you to test in Repolit. Let's actually walk through some of the next steps. I'll go back here. And the next step is to review the sample application key component. So to make this sample application possible, we've got the wallet system, which is the programmable wallet, the Circus programmable wallet. And in this case, we're working with the Circus developer controlled programmable wallet. And after that, we're working with USDC ramp service, which is the Circle USDC access. And for you to get access to the Circle USDC access, you come to our developer docs, right? Developer docs, and you scroll straight down to access. So USDC access, right? To join the USDC access, you submit an application to get access to the API. So after you've done that, you'll be able to integrate it in your project. But we have all the code ready for you in this sample application that you can walk through. So what we are doing here with USDC access is we implemented a create circle ramp session, which I'm going to show you the code, and we interacted with the endpoint to buy USDC and sell USDC. So that lets you buy USDC and go from that fiat to USDC workflow. So you pay fiat and then you get USDC on ramped to your project. And when you're done, you sell the USDC back out to fiat. And if you come here, you can see that USDC access is an embeddable widget that integrates into your application and allows users to buy and sell USDC through privated providers. It offers KYCs and on-ramp via these providers to ensure compliant transactions across regions without the need to obtain money movement licenses. So get into the developer docs right now, developers.circle.com, to join the beta application stage. So we've got programmable wallet and we've got USDC ramp service to get access to USDC and also off-ramp that. So let me walk you through the code shortly. My recommendation is that you fork this repository by clicking on this green button, then you fork it, and then you are able to use it and able to walk through all the code through this README, right? And we're also going to keep it updated as well. So then you can walk through all the code. This is the contract. And if I walk you through the contract, we have the escrow with agent contract. We've got different stages, open, lock, and close. And you saw how that worked, right? We've got the constructor. We have the function to deposit the funds, right? And that moves to the open stage. And once the funds has been deposited, we've got the release, which is of course done by the agent, and the stage is at the lock stage. And then the revert, which the stage is also at the lock stage, where the funds can be reverted back to the sender. And this is the contract for it. For programmable wallet, we've got, if you go to APIs and you scroll down to wallet, you've got this, right? We've got all the API interactions right here. We've got the post request to create the wallet set and also to create wallet as well, right? And we're using the Circle developer controlled programmable wallet SDK to interact with that to create wallet and also get the response back. This is the wallet set interaction, right? And we create the wallet set right here. And also the webhooks. You can also go through that to understand how we are interacting with the Circle webhook services. And we've got all the examples right here. We have the Superbase, and also we've got the library project, the utils library project. And if you go to developer controlled, for example, we have utils to actually initialize the Circle client. We put that in a library, the utils folder, right? And we've got this interacting with our API key and also the entity secret. So the project is like really detailed. It's a production grade sample application that shows you how to interact with a workflow escrow and create secure payment for freelancers where employer gets to deposit funds, and after a successful work has been completed, the freelancer is going to get paid. So these are pretty much everything I wanted to walk through to get you started using this sample application today and building on the Circle developer platform. But before I leave, I have something important I actually have to cover and I have to show you. So in case you're working with Replit, in case you're building your project in Replit, and you want to configure the webhook notifications for your project, what you need to do is you need to come to webhooks, and in webhooks, you're going to have to add a webhook. So click on add a webhook right here and you add the URL. What URL are you going to add? I'll show you. So if I go back to webhooks, you can see the URL that I added right here, and let's analyze it. I'll click on this, view details. So the URL that I added is the my Repolit URL /APIs webhooks /circle. So if I go back here, the same step still works in the README, only that if you are working locally, you're going to have to use ng-rock URL plus /API /webhooks /circle, and that's how you configure the webhooks, right? So, but if you're working with Repolit, all you need to do is replace this part, the ng-rock URL, with your Repolit URL. And to get your Repolit URL, this is it. Just click on that and you can copy your development web Repolit URL. So that's how to work with this sample application. I really welcome you to test it out, contribute back to the project, give us feedback in the comments. We'd love to interact and answer your questions. Our Discord server, where we'll be happy to answer your questions as well, and also learn about what you're building. What kind of project would you like to see in the future? What type of project would you like our team to build to help you understand how to build on the Circle Developer Platform and build with cutting-edge blockchain technology to power a whole lot of financial use cases? And it can also integrate AI agent as well to automate a lot of things, and also create a future where payment is going to be seamless and not going to be difficult. So my name is Blessing once again. I really enjoyed showing you how to work with this sample application, and I would love to see what you build. I would love to see what you get. I would love to see what you contribute back to the project. Fork the project using our Repolit link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.